Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable. Today is August 19th, and this is the news we covered over at SERoundtable.com over the past week. Actually, 2 weeks. I missed last week. I was a bit sick, but now I am back in full force. The first thing I wanted to discuss was the Google Panda 2.4 rollout. It's actually out. I don't know if it's 2.4 or whatever you want to call it, but it is actually the international rollout. It's out in most languages now. I think not in some Asian languages like Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, but it's out for most other languages. So if you're in Spain, or if you're in Israel, or if you're in other certain countries that are not English-based, Panda has been rolled out officially over there. It impacted, they said, about 6 to 9% of those queries, which is pretty significant. Not as significant as the first Panda rollout, which impacted about 12% of the queries, but that's the case. Again, the rollout was last Friday morning. And so we have the first Panda update, which is around February 24th, Panda 2.0, which is on the 11th of April, 2.1 was on May 9th or so, 2.2, which was on June 18th, Panda 2.3 was around July 22nd, and then on August 12th we had Panda 2.4 or 2.3, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, we reported a couple days before that we thought Panda 2.4 was rolling out. Google denied it, but I believe it was actually bucket test. So that was one major news item. Also, Google is testing infinite scroll in the web search results. About a few months ago, Google appeared to be testing this as well, but Google denied it, saying it was actually a plugin or some type of extension, and it really wasn't. But now Google is actually testing an infinite scroll where it removes that Google logo at the bottom, which has Google 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the pagination stuff, and just says show more results. And I'll put a screenshot in there. There's also a video if you want to take a look at it. We have more information about that on August 17th at SERoundtable.com. But it definitely is cool because it then loads the second page of results directly under the first page of results. So you might want to take a look at that. Another UI test, this morning I posted about it, was that Google's testing a multi-pane or column scrollable thing. So the left-hand filter is scrollable like a frame, but it's more like Ajax type of thing or JavaScript. The middle column is scrollable, so it doesn't move the other column. And I have a video about this as well. I posted it this morning on August 19th with some screenshots as well as this video from Ruben over at Google Blogoscope. So it's very cool. Google's doing a lot of tests. None of these are out yet, to all at least. Last week, Google confirmed to us that Google Images is now better at sourcing the original source. So typically when Google Images ranks certain images, biggest complaint was that Google Images was showing images from a third-party website that didn't create that image. Now Google's doing a much better job at figuring out the source of the image and showing the proper site first. And it's saying, Google gave us a comment saying, we've recently launched an update to the algorithm that looks at the relevance and quality of both the web page and the image to surface the more relevant results to Google Images. Improving both the quality and the results in the images, Google Images is very important to us, and we're always working hard to improve the algorithm. So that was last week, and hopefully you guys have taken notice to that. Just a couple days ago, you might have seen a spike in your Bing Webmaster tools traffic reports. That's because Yahoo is now integrated into Bing Webmaster tools. So now they're combining both Bing and Yahoo traffic and the traffic reports in Bing Webmaster tools. So impressions should go up, clicks should go up. The click-through rate probably won't go change that much, but that's the case. It might be even as much as double. So you could take a look at this morning we posted a chart of our traffic, and it's pretty much double of what it was because it's combining both search engines. Google Plus is now more integrated into the search results, so now it will show you pretty much who's plus one things for different search results and show you like the names of the people, your friends, as well as other people. Google's been doing this specifically based in the past on if it's in your Google profile, but now it's showing anybody who has plus one anything publicly. So that's good to know and it's cool to see. Google site links is now tremendous. We reported this months and months ago, and now it's official. Google said now the site links have gone really, really large, up to 12 site links with basically little small search results in 2 columns. I don't know if this is good for ORM or not, online reputation management or not. Some people say yes, some people say no. But it's nice to see the evolution of these Google site links from small little links to other types of links going forward. We have more screenshots about that this week if you want to take a look at that as well, and I'll include them in the video. Google Webmaster Tools has also updated how they handle the management of your site links. No longer is Google Webmaster Tools showing you the site links that are showing up for your site, because dynamically they change based on the query and the actual URL that's being shown. So now if you want to block a site link, you have to type in the URL that a site link comes up of your site, and then block those URLs that Google shows for that site link. It's a little bit different, a little bit more confusing, but at the same time, it's more legit because that's the way Google works. There was a bug early this week with Google Webmaster Tools where Google was showing less links in your link reports. Google has fixed that bug. We have some more information about that on August 18th. Lots of stuff going on with people posting about Google update histories. So back in Spain a couple months ago when I spoke, I did a whole presentation about Panda, but I wanted to go ahead and give some historical data of why Google led up to Panda, and I went through a whole list of all the Google past updates. From Fritz, Florida, Austin, Sandbox, Bourbon, Big Daddy, Supplemental Index stuff, Paid Links, Dewey Update, Vince Brand updates, Mayday, Caffeine, Scraper Filter, and now the Panda update. SEO Moz put together a nice, my plan was actually to do a nice infographic under Search Engine Land and maybe present at XMX East on it, but SEO Moz went ahead and did something sooner in terms of interactive website to do this, and they go back and they include more things like more updates and Google Toolbar updates and universal search UI stuff, certain penalties like overstock penalties and stuff like that. So they go a little more deeper into it. And we also covered a few months ago some other guy who did that as well. And SEO.com even came out with a sweet infographic showing another version of this. They call it the war on spam, but it's pretty much the same thing in terms of all the Google updates that have happened over the years, and a nice infographic. We have more information about that on the blog as well. The Google News archive, the homepage at least, is gone. You can still get to it somewhat in the advanced search, but the Google News archive search the homepage at least is gone. If you want more information about that, August 18th at seroundtable.com. Google Analytics has changed. They now are changing the way they handle sessions. They're defining sessions differently. Before, Google could define the session based on more than 30 minutes have elapsed between a page view for a single visitor. At the end of each day, the session expired, or when a visitor closed their browser, that's when a session expired. Now, the same things apply for the first two, but the other change is when a session expires when any traffic source value for the user changes, such as traffic source information including the UTM, the UTM source, UTM medium, UTM term, UTM content, UTM ID, UTM campaign, or the GCLID. Basically, if any of those things change, that is a new session. And people were complaining that something seemed weird. The traffic was up way too high for that. And there was actually a bug that Google confirmed that they fixed. They confirmed they fixed it, I think, on August 18th or 17th. They saying who it impacted. If you want more information about that, hopefully you'll check it out on Google on the 18th or 17th of seroundtable.com. Ben Pfeiffer and Shannon Woodruff from RankSmart spent pretty much the past 3 days typing their fingers off. They covered about 25 sessions from the SES San Francisco show, which happened this week. So if you missed any of it and you want to catch up on any of those sessions, we have the live blog coverage from Ben and Shannon with all the recaps there. Again, Ben and Shannon, thank you so much for putting all the effort into it. It's no fun, I know. And next month, we're going to be at the XMX East show, and we'll be doing the coverage over there. There's two cool logos. One was on this past Sunday, was the I Love Lucy logo, which was an interactive logo that shows some of the favorite clips from I Love Lucy. It happens to be my mom's favorite show. And also Pierre de Fermat, who was basically a lawyer who was actually a very well-known mathematician who came up with lots of things, specifically things around calculus and a lot of the principles we use today in mathematics and science. So Google went ahead and did a logo for him on August 17th, which is around an equation that was very popular to him. So that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today is August 19th, and we'll have all the links and the pictures hopefully embedded in this video, and all the links in the YouTube video, and as well as at seroundtable.com. Thanks so much for listening, Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next. Bye.